Welcome back, everybody. It's your boy Steve Pontecorvo, TNV Clothing. I'm with my paisan over here, Jorge Martinez, the Exchange FC. You know, we had to come back for the Southboard Network. Shout out Christian Ortiz. He can't be with us, but me and Jumpy are going to hold it down for everybody
We're gonna
here.
try to.
We're gonna do our best. Um, it was a strange week, end of Labor Day, long weekend. So I hope everyone got to enjoy your Monday and Sundays. I was at the stadium Saturday. Jumpy was there for a little bit.
Had to leave.
A little conundrum.
Had to leave. But yeah, let's do what we got to do, Steve. Let's try to make Chris proud. I think he was proud of our last episode alone, right?
Yeah, I think so too. I think he could be proud of that. We snipped him in there. You know, we can Photoshop him in here too.
We could try. We could try.
Yeah,
Right
with
now
his
would be
headset.
perfect. Ding. Right now, a picture of him looking at something.
But yeah, let's get straight into it. If you didn't know, Red Bulls and the crew play each other this Saturday, and before the game started, Matt Harmon and Steve Jolly got to interview the head of sport, Joachim Schneider. So if you didn't get to check out that interview, you can. It's on Reddit somewhere.
You
We'll get
just
into
sent it
that.
to me.
Yeah,
Maybe like one of us could post it on like our page or something, but you sent it to me. Tomorrow I'll listen to it. But I can't wait to hear that. It's a
yeah.
cop out, but I can't wait to hear it.
No, that's okay. I don't think a lot of Red Bulls fans have heard it because the club didn't really promote it in any type of way. They didn't drop it on their Twitter or their Instagram or YouTube. So they're kind of making it difficult for fans if you didn't know that that interview was still going on, that it did drop just the audio of it. There's no visual just because Matt and Steve just do the audio, the Red Bulls radio. They've been doing it for about 10 years now. So everyone loves those guys. And they asked them some pretty good questions. So I think it's worth a listen. But yeah, we'll send out that link for everyone to, endure that and give your thoughts. But after the game, what can we say? It's a 0-0 draw. It's 2 points dropped for Red Bull. Tough one to swallow here, Jumpy. But I guess our season is still alive. What are you thinking after a 0-0 draw at home?
So the issue, the issue that I'm having is it's one of those games where, well, you know what? You don't know what to expect against them, right? Like they're a very good team. But there had to be a little more desperation. I thought the Red Bull at the beginning had a few chances themselves. And they could have made things happen. They could have maybe won that one 1-0. But then it goes back to like all the drop points that they had before. We just spoke about the two games that, stick out in my head is DC United at home and New England away. Up to that point, New England didn't score a goal all season, and DC United was terrible. So like those are points that you left on the board that like, now that you're struggling to get three against the tough meat of the schedule, it's a big ask from these guys, I think, you know? Um, and then it could possibly set up what we're hoping, we spoke off camera, is a playoff derby. But we'll get there when we get there first. But as this moment right now, I think the Red Bulls still have to get a lot sorted out. They have to get 3 points over the next couple games, whether it's Portland. That's their next game, right?
Yeah.
And then it's NYC. No,
Nope.
who's after
Montreal.
them? Ah,
Montreal.
Montreal. Okay. So they should be able to get six, right? Or four. You just can't drop.
They're gonna need to win a game like 1-0. They're where they're not supposed to, and hopefully it could be this next Portland game. Portland's not doing too great, but yeah, man, I thought this was gonna be that game where we just needed one goal. That's all that game needed. Both teams were missing chances left and right.
Yeah.
Columbus was playing decent in the second half. Rebels had a good first half. Decent amount of chances. Emil Forsberg scored what looked like to be a good goal. And then a few seconds later, we get a call that it's offside. So that was a real downer and took the air out of our.
But that was the one.
Yeah, that was the one. That was the one we kind of wanted. I thought that we could get away with just getting 1-0. Numerous chances for the Rebels in the second half as we pushed. Chupo had a great chance that went wide. Dylan Nealis had a great play where he got the ball, he got it on his chest, brought it down, took it around a defender. I don't know, Schulte made a good save on that. So it's really difficult to not break the net in this. So this is back-to-back games. Red Bull have not been able to score, coming off the loss in Charlotte, now coming home with no goals to show for. Um, Again, our attack is just not the same. I don't know why, what's going on. We have Forsberg and Chupo out there, but again, we're just missing that dynamic forward. I mean, how much I hate to bring this up, but we need Lewis Morgan back on the field, right? Just to have that extra winger because we can't
Yeah,
just
but you know what,
run
dude? You
everybody
can't
out.
rush him back. I think we're back to where we are with him because he got rushed back. I asked his agent and he was like, he's a competitor. And I'm like, you can't take that away from him, man. Unless, he made a joke. We saw, who's the guy from, what team was it? The team that was just here. Australian guy, big beard. Why is this Russell.
Hmm.
And him and Russell were talking. And he was like, hey, maybe I could be comeback player of the year. If I get back after this many games, I could win it again next year. And I'm just like, oh, dude, I said, like, I want you to be perfect when you come back. Don't rush this because it's only going to hurt yourself. You're only going to hurt yourself.
Yeah, it just I don't know if it's the lineup I mean, obviously we're missing Cam and Lewis Morgan. We both know that is big for this lineup. Two wingers that could really change the pace of play, that can swing in crosses. They have good camaraderie, or at least we already saw with Chupo. And it's tough. And then when you see our other signing, Marcelo Morales just sitting on the bench, just kind of wasting his time away, it just makes you wonder, like, what Sandro is really doing to spice up the attack. Morales is a left back, but he can add a lot to the attack. I know Raheem Edwards has been playing good, but when something isn't working and there's not goals being scored, you gotta change it up. Victor Bogarts, I feel like, again, he's just underutilized. I'm not sure how you would implement some of these players, but that's up to Sandro's, job to
Yeah, but
do.
you know what? Mo brought up to me, Victor Bogash isn't that good, at least right now. And he's right. Like what RB2, he kills it because he's massive, but he's not massive enough. He's not using his weight. He got in Forsberg's way the last game before this one. He's a bit inexperienced. We can't keep banking on these kids to try to do it. But that's with any team, like no team could bank on a bunch of youngsters to make it happen unless they're like a phenom like Kevin Sullivan. Then they can. Philly can. He could be an important piece to that. But like some of these kids are still boys.
Yeah. It's tough. It was a strange game. I mean, there was a lot going on. I mean, even off of last game, there was just a lot of tension in the air, and we can see that. And I'm glad to say that our fans finally showed out and displayed a banner
Talk
that read,
about it.
yeah, that read "Poor management breeds complacency," which is a perfect saying, perfect banner to display for the front office and for everyone to see, including the players. It wasn't a shot at the players; it was a shot at the front office. We're not mad at the players. We're behind everyone. We believe in the guys, but we just feel like our front office hasn't done enough to at least attempt to give us some of the tools to help move us in a good direction. Coming off a final last year, our expectations was not the claw and scrap into playoffs. I think you called it way early on. And that's what you were saying with those drops results. He was like, you can't like kind of treat these so lightly because then at the end of the year you're going to be like hoping for this team to lose, hoping for that team to lose, this result to go our way. Now all we need to do is just win one game, but we're on the road, and it's like all these. We didn't want it to come down to this. I wish we were at least like in seventh with a few extra points and not having to be scrapping in this 9-10 spot. So it's really tough to see, and I'm glad that our fans was were able to vocalize themselves and make themselves heard and seen over this weekend. So shout out to Torcida.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Perfect. Shout out to Torcida. I have been asking for this um, because I think that we haven't seen it yet. You know what I mean? We haven't seen the fans not turn their back, but like start to say something. I always say it every week, like stop going. Like if it bothers you that much, stop going. But if you stop going, you're hurting the player. You're not hurting them. They've already made their money on your ticket, you know? Um, but it's just odd, like that whole like scenario. But Forsberg, shout out to Emil Forsberg going up there. facing the music alone. I didn't like that he was there alone. But it is what it is because it says a lot from him to go and talk to the guys from Torcida and them get that all sorted out.
Yeah, it is. It's shout out Emil Forsberg. He's the captain of the team, so I think he is a big vocal leader in the locker room and off the field as well. A lot of people listen to him. Yeah, I know. I would like to see Chupo or someone else step up, but I feel like maybe Forsberg has a little bit more, feeling deeper connection to the fans based off of last year's run. Um, so yeah, it's tough. I'd like to see more of the team involved and feel that pressure. I know some of the homegrown guys really do too. You can tell it on their faces after the game. Daniel Edelman, Dylan Nealis, they all really care. Cam Harper too. I know he can't be there. It's killing him. So I know it means a lot for these guys to try to turn this around. We can't miss the playoffs this year after coming off a finals appearance. It's going to be a really rough look. I know I spoke to some fans too that do want us to miss playoffs, and it's a shame, but some people think that's the only way to get actually through to the front office. But I appreciate Torcida to show, like we said, we can have different angles and different ways of being effective and having our voice heard from the fans. Because without that South Ward section filled, that stadium is fucking quiet. So
Big facts.
I'm pumped for them, and I'm glad to see Forsberg talk to them and try to keep everybody together because we do need everyone together. But I mean, there's really not much we can do when they go on the road next week. It's kind of up to the team to pull up the bootstraps and get to fucking work and pull off a good win one of these away days here.
You know, you now it comes down to that. Like we said 2 weeks ago, the playoffs started 2 weeks ago for the Red Bull. After they lost to Philly and then beat them the same week, that was their first playoff game. Um, at some point, having your foot on the gas is going to get you exhausted. And is that what happened last year and have you lost in the final, right? And then
And
you're also asking like a lot from the guys, the young, like we talk about it every week. You're asking a lot of these younger guys, are they going to be able to do something like this group of young guys to try to make something happen the rest of the way? I don't think it's the same team. I don't think they have the same as last year. I was looking and there were a couple guys on that team who were just great when they needed to be. You know,
and Felipe Carballo was one of them.
that's it, bro. Him, um, who else did I see today? I was looking through and I'm like, Reyes, obviously. Elias was another savage.
Yep. He was running all over the place. But it's a
Yeah,
good point.
dude.
And I don't like, I mean, I get it. It's like the coach and everyone doesn't like comparing to last year, but this is all we can do because this is the most similar team to what we had. Last year, we didn't have to like pushed for all these games to make playoffs. I think we were seventh and we had a million draws last year. That's what I told you actually. We got away with, we didn't drop a lot of results, but we got a lot of draws. We got a lot of points. So we were sitting seventh and we lost that game to Columbus at the very end of the year and we were still seventh. That's what I'm saying. And then we went on the run. But it's like now, like we had to go on that run almost like right now. So
Yeah.
yeah, by the time the playing game comes, we could very much be burnt out, and I really don't want to lose a fucking play-in Derby game. That's for
Oh,
sure.
dude, imagine that. That'd be the best.
That I honestly, I think that might be almost just as worse than missing out, right? Like, it's a double whammy. Like, would you rather lose a playing game to your arch rivals or just miss playoffs and be like, we suck, whatever, we'll miss out this year and go for next year, coming off of being Eastern Conference champions. Yeah, it's a rough look. Sandro got away with fucking 100 draws last year. We had 14 draws, the Red Bulls did last year. We have 7 this year. But that just goes to show you, man, we didn't lose a lot of games. We were in a lot of games. We only had 11 wins. We have 11 wins this year. So it was just a different style in the East. So let's hope our new signing, Gustav Bregren, can bring some quality on the pitch in the middle of the field. He's not going to really help our attack, but hopefully it'll help solidify that midfield position. I mean, what are your hopes for Gustav coming in so quickly into the squad?
I think that at this point it has to be all hands on deck, right? So like we have no time for late visas. All that stuff took too long. Like that's another thing. Like, I know the fans are like flipping out, but like even with that move, They couldn't even do that right. How long were we waiting on this guy? Right? They couldn't even do that right. So like, all this shit is coming to light, with the front office, and it took this to happen. Um, but that needed to happen quicker. That like move needed to happen quicker. There's no bodies. They're running out of bodies.
It is, and that's why I implore everybody to go listen to this interview with Joachim Schneider and Matt Harmon and Steve Jolly, just because they try to ask about it, and it gives you a little bit of background of what went on with the visa problems and having to renew it and it not get approved and then going for it again, and it just got all tied up. I understand there's a lot of immigration problems going on in the United States, but it can't be an excuse. He's a professional player. It's his New York Red Bulls. We need to get our guys here fast. So all this, excuses and stuff, it seems very weak. And yeah, that's why you just gotta listen to the interview. He goes into a lot with him and Sandro's relationship, him and Michael Bradley. He also talks about, how he understands expectations are higher and the season hasn't been exactly what we all hoped for. And obviously about leaving that third DP spot open. Not going for a second option when Timo Werner wasn't going to work out, and saying that they're going to bring in someone of even higher quality over the summer if they can. So we shall see about that. But in other news, we've seen some crazy other games this week, one of them being League's Cup final. So shout out to both MLS clubs for making the final. However, fucking
Shout
all
out to
hell
one of
broke
them.
loose. All hell broke loose after Paul Rathrock scored the third goal, and Miami got all fucking flustered. I'm sure they heard about the thing of trading in Messi jerseys for Rothrock jerseys before the game, and a fucking brawl breaks out.
Dude, shout out to
Fuck.
Seattle for many reasons. One, doing the jersey exchange for Messi. Bring your old Messi shirt. NYCFC, so whoever's next, every team has to do this. Because, dude, they're selling the shirts. Remember at Red Bull Arena, they were selling Messi jerseys. So, like, come on. Dude, shout out to Seattle for that. Seattle is the only team that has won every American title. Shout out to Seattle for never, ever, ever selling to the bullshit. Dude, they've done it with guys who were just great soccer players and they won everything. It just goes to show you that you don't need to buy these crazy guys. You can really rock with a foundation. The guys who have ran through that club, Clint Dempsey, Jordan Morris, like guys who have played there. Dude, Seattle deserved it. And you know what? That matchup of a team that people are calling the plastic team, the plastic organization, kind of like the joke of the league. And then you have Seattle, who is like super traditional, dude. I love the fact that when I saw that they won everything here in the state, like, dude, there's no better franchise to have done that. Like, they never like traded in their bullshit. Their fucking fans are loyal, you know?
Yep. As much as they get made fun of for that one meme, the fight and win, they fucking fight and they fucking win. Goes to
Yeah.
show they've won every single trophy there is to win in North American soccer. I mean, that is so impressive. And yeah, we could say that they are the most successful MLS franchise. Yes, the LA Galaxy have 6 MLS Cups, but I'm talking about overall perspective in international competitions. That's another level, man. You're playing against teams from all across this region of the world, and Seattle's done it, man. League's Cup now too, and they've have a great team over there. They almost went to the Cup final last year. And they just lost to LA Galaxy. Otherwise, it would have been Red Bulls versus Seattle.
Yeah.
Um, that would have been crazy too. It would have been a tough game. They got sick jerseys now too, right? They updated. They put the little whale on there. Yeah, man.
Dude, I dig it. I dig it,
If
man.
you were gonna put a big six label on MLS, and people are trying to always like trying to be like, what are the big teams in MLS? You got to say Seattle's definitely one of
Seattle's
them.
up there. Yeah.
Seattle's definitely up there with the players they've had, with the amount of trophies they've won, and just the foundation they built in their front office, everything. Their coaches they've had come through there. But really, the real action was after the game, man. I mean, that brawl was fucking nuts.
So
I'd
let's
like
talk about that. Let's talk
I'd like
about
to see Miami get a little punished off of there for seeing Luis Suarez give a little loogie to one of the Seattle staff members. You know, there's a hit out for him now.
Dude, I am very, very, very disappointed in that franchise, dude. They're so grimy. Shout out. I don't want. No, I'm not giving Messi a shout out.
Nah, honestly, they've built a whole like international team down there. I mean, I'm not trying to sound like I understand I'm Italian. I'm a white. Why I live in New Jersey, but it's just like I don't even think a lot of that team speaks English. That Miami club, like they've excommunicated anyone outside of the little like their clique of Argentinian ex Barcelona type players. I can't imagine how that locker room is because at first when it's just Messi and Alba, all right, you can still maybe get in and there could be other relationships built. But once you have like a whole like gang of guys, it's going to be hard to infiltrate into that circle if you're a younger player or another player coming in.
And they're all boys. Like that's the thing. They're all Messi's guys. So like literally, it's like Messi's funhouse. Like Messi picks and chooses. Like it's the coach, dude. The coach is his boy. He played with the coach. Like it's wild. It's wild. But enough of them. Enough of them. Shout
It's
out to
another.
Seattle. Shout out to Seattle for taking this tournament serious, winning a trophy. Because at the end of the day, that's all that matters is winning a trophy in front of your crowd. You see that crowd?
I know.
They showed out for them. Shout out to Seattle.
Seattle was great. Good for them. I mean, they had a little fight afterwards too between the fans.
Oh, I saw that, dude. I saw that. I saw that. I
And
saw that.
it reminded me of a little bit of a fight between New York Red Bulls and New York City FC too, 2 years back. And I'm afraid something like that might happen if these two teams somehow sneak into playoffs and we get a play-in derby. Uh,
I
the
can't wait.
level of that would be, yeah, that would be wild. Talk to me. Are you looking forward to something like that? I mean,
So let's get to the next derby because that one's going to be very important too. And with both teams wanting to win, and to keep their respective spots, that game's going to be very, very important. So that's going to be a real big derby. That'll probably be like playoff like atmosphere, hopefully. But we'll see, man. The derby last year in the playoffs, there was nothing like it, dude. It was the sickest shit ever.
yeah.
It was the sickest shit ever.
I think from my perspective it's too soon and now based off what they learned last year of where they sat Red Bull fans in the midsection, I think they've learned their lesson now and they're going to throw them higher, as high up as they possibly can go. So, but this is all hypothetical still. Red Bulls still got to get in, and the New York Red Bulls still got to impress their fans and give them a reason to show up for that game and get a good result on the road. Yeah, we see City in a few weeks, and I asked Sandro, what's your message to the fans? Did you see the banner? I mean, expectations are higher this year. What do you have to say? And he's like, now is not the time to be going against us. We need everybody together. We need our fans together. Red Bull's a big company, and that we'll figure it out one way or another. But it's just dodging of questions left and right from this organization for forever. Sandro doing the same thing. Can't seem to give a straight answer, and he always seems to cover for Schneider, which you'll come to find out that Joachim Schneider and Sandro have their disagreements and arguments. Schneider brings that up in the interview. So,
Really?
yes. So that's what I'm saying. It's really key to try to listen to some of that nuanced things and pick up on a little things that might be going on that some fans aren't really understanding that there's some disconnect probably in the front office of who to target and who to bring in. So I don't know if that's reason why we just didn't do anything. But again, he said he didn't want to go with the second choice. He didn't want to fill that third DP spot with somebody of not high quality like a Chupol, like a Forsberg. So, but that doesn't excuse all the other signings and roster building that they didn't, just let Reyes go and bring in Hack. Like that like for like was not a good one.
That
There
wasn't a
was,
like to like.
yeah, I know, but that's what they kind of made it, try to make it seem like it was.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. So there's some good things in there and there's some bad things. I mean, we got to see a new pitch on the field too. which was a positive. So I try to pick out the positives of all this week.
Somewhat. Roger took a photo,
Yeah.
and and somebody sent us a DM saying it looks like Bugs Bunny's gonna hop out of that dirt hole. There were like little mounds of dirt, and somebody was like, "Dude, I'm waiting for Bugs Bunny to pop out." Roger got a good photo of that. Terrible pitch, bro. What happened, dude? All because you need to get the bread. Now you
Yeah. Well,
destroy that, dude. People talked about how good that field was, and that grounds crew held it down in terrible weathered games, bro. Whatever,
it's
whatever.
a bigger it's a whole bigger topic of just being Sports Illustrated Stadium and you're bringing another company entity that's trying to lease out your stadium to make money, make more money. And that's what it's like I
Yeah,
said, that's what it's all about. Not saying like Red Bull doesn't make any money, but the stadium itself, they just want it to be as profitable as possible. And they're trying to make it multi-use. You see this with a lot of venues across all sports, you know? I just don't know if this one's like really properly built for concerts. Like it's a cool idea if you're going to attract a good artist here or there.
uh-huh.
You could find me there maybe, but it's not worth it when the club should come first always, and you're screwing the Red Bulls and you're screwing our fans and the playing surface. So it's not a good look, but I'm glad that we got a new surface on. Hopefully it settles in and it'll be ready for in the derby for a few weeks. So we just try to take a little positives. I know fucking Bugs Bunny was about to pop out of there, bro. Literally
That
the
was the
Daffy
best.
Duck and
That was
shit.
the best.
It was
That was
crazy.
the best. That was the
But we
best.
got to see, we got to see Gustav make his first appearance for the club. That was another positive. Getting him acclimated in, it's been a little bit tough on the outside, but within the team is good. So we got three Swedish guys now. I got to shout this out. We got the Swedish House Mafia in the building. Gustav, Forsberg, and Noah Isla. All right. So let's see if those
Dude,
boys
Noah
can.
Noah low key has been fucking great, bro.
Yeah, he's been
Yeah.
a. He. I think he's really taken that next step this year.
Oh yeah.
He's really taken that starter role and has really ran with it with the departure of Reyes. So I'm glad to see Noah Ayla really make that step. We really needed that. Without him, would really be screwed. We'd be really in a tough position with Tim Parker and Sean Nealis. So it's tough, but we move forward. We're gonna move on to Portland. I know it's not this weekend, but it's in 2 weeks from now. Um,
Maybe we
what
should save that for Chris when we get on with Chris next week.
Yeah, we can say that. We can save our predictions for then. But for now, for all Red Bull fans still listening, New England and Chicago Fire play this weekend during an international break. Don't ask me why. The MLS schedule makes no fucking sense. All right, but
Super strange.
we're all big New England Revolution fans this week. We do hold a tiebreaker over the Chicago Fire on goal difference. So we won one and lost one against them. So it comes down to goal difference. We beat them on that. So if we're level on points, Red Bulls will stay above that line. So we're hoping for a draw or a loss this week from Chicago Fire. But it's really neck and neck between us and Chicago. And that's another franchise that's kind of been really wanting to get back into playoffs. They've missed out the past few years. So wouldn't, be too surprised if they end up winning too and really put the pressure on Red Bull to get a result in Portland.
I mean, there's another team that every week is a playoff game too. Um, but they haven't. They've been inconsistent too. That's like the theme of that bottom group of teams.
Hmm.
They've all been like super inconsistent. They show shades of being amazing, and then they have games when they're absolutely atrocious. Those last couple teams, that's the reason why they're at the bottom of the barrel. Super inconsistent, and they're one of them. You would think that their coach would be doing better with them because they have a good team.
Chicago's
But
not bad. It's just they don't have a good home record. They play in that SeatGeek Stadium, I think, still. And then they've been playing in wherever the Bears play at fucking I don't know what they call it now over there in Windy City. But they've been playing in the Chicago Bears stadium. They played there when they played Miami. So they need to get their home stadium built. It's an underrated city that we kind of forget that needs an upgrade in their facilities in Chicago Fire. So we'll see who holds out to the end. I really hope it's Red Bulls because the play-in derby, that would be fucking next level. Next level for our fans, and it would give Red Bulls a fucking chance to at least rectify what they've done earlier this season and make another run in the playoffs. You
You
know,
gotta hope.
you gotta hope. I don't know if I'm feeling it just yet because we got to go on that run now. And we can't wait fucking any longer. Sandro's really got to rally the troops, and we need a result on the road. Let's see if Red Bulls can get it. Any last thoughts before we go out here? We just, you know, we're wrapping it up. End of the season.
Yeah,
Last 5 games.
I do have a thought. Um, Shout out to the fans who are now starting to be noticed that have now brought to light the bullshit that the Red Bulls are putting you guys through. So shout out to them. Huge shout out to them. You know, we had a couple show up to our event with Cam Harper. Um, you know what it is, man. I really dig that. You know, I've been calling for that for a while, and it happened. So shout out to them, man. Big shout out to them.
Yeah, shout out Torcida, shout out Viking Army, and then shout out Empire Supporters Group as well, holding it down. Still believing in the boys and putting out the banners, to tell them how we really feel, man. We got to hold these guys accountable. They're not going to keep getting away with this. Can't get away scot free. Like I said, this is the fans' club. Although we're owned by fucking Red Bull, the fans still have a say in this area, and I'd like to believe that we can make a difference on the field and off the field. So, for that, we're going to have to keep this one short. We just want to say what's up to everybody. Go listen to that interview. We're going to post it up so everyone can go listen and give me your thoughts. And maybe we can clip something together here. And it'll open a little discussion board of what the future may look like for the New York Red Bulls heading into 2026. A massive year, a World Cup year. And man, it's going to get spicy. So I'm ready for it. I'm about to go eat some dinner now. So shout out to the exchange, Jumpy,
My man.
EMV Clothing. We're here. Christian Ortiz, we're holding it down for you, buddy. We're holding it down. You better make it up to us. All right?
I'm on that boat.
This motherfucker. We love you guys. Seriously, we really do. We appreciate you listening. It's all
Every
love.
week. Whoever the people that listen every week, shout out to you guys.
You guys are legends. We keep this train moving. We keep the roller coaster going. Up and down we go. Sandro, fucking get us in there, my friend. Let's get a city derby. All right?
That's it.
Until next time, Ponte out.
Peace.
Peace.